When choosing a mature coconut at the store, there's a few things that you want to look for. Number one is you want to look at the eyes and make sure that it has no visible mold. If it has visible mold, then there is a high likelihood that the inside meat and water will also have become tainted or moldy. The other thing you want to look for is color. It's best to get a coconut that is more of a brownish hue than a grayish hue. The grayer ones tend to be older, and then the meat won't be quite as juicy and it'll be harder to take apart. And then the other thing that you want to do is the listening test, and that is to see if there's water inside of this coconut. So you just give it a little shake and you can hear that there's quite a bit of water in this coconut. And then the last thing you do is test for weight. Kind of like a watermelon, you want to see how heavy it is. So like this one is heavier than this one, although this one's a little bit larger. So this one is actually likely to have more water and more meat within it. Now, to get that electrolyte-rich water out of your mature coconut, you want to take a look at the three eyes. You see 1, 2, 3. Now, these two kind of have an eyebrow to them, a little bit of a lip. That means that they are the harder of the three eyes. You want to look for the softest of the three eyes, because then you can just take a simple paring knife. Some people use a corkscrew, and some people get out a hammer and a screwdriver, but the truth is that all you need is a stiff paring knife, and you've got a nice little hole there to get the water out. Now let's see how much water this coconut has as compared to our young coconut that had a little over 2 cups. You can see that out of our mature coconut, we only got about a cup of coconut water, whereas from the young coconut, we got 2 cups. So basically, we're exchanging more meat from the mature coconut for more water from the young coconut. Now, there are a number of different ways to crack a coconut. However, this is a method that works best for me. I find those 2 eyebrows and put my forefinger and middle finger right over them to grip the coconut in my hands. And then there's a line going right in between those 2 eyes and the nose, basically. And I go down and find the circumference of the coconut. And then I take my meat cleaver, which is a nice heavy knife, and I'm going to crack all the way around the edge of it, and it should split in 2 nice and even. This is when you get out all your aggressions. Get really nasty with this thing. Oh, look at that one. See how it just split? Beautiful. Notice how much more meat there is than with the young coconut. It's much thicker, and it's not gelatinous, although you might see some of the water in it. This is not squishy or gelatinous. To get the meat out of this mature coconut takes a little bit of work. Now, if you have a much older coconut, like I said, if you got a really gray coconut, it can be a lot of work to get the meat out. But this one is going to come out pretty easily. I'm going to use actually a steak knife that's very thick and not bendable. Some people like to use very bendable knives because then they just cut around. Now, I find that the thicker knives kind of help me to just pry it out of there. And then you're going to see that it has this brown skin on the outside. This is a very thin skin. It's almost like maybe a peach thin skin or an apple skin. It's edible, and you won't even notice it when you eat it. It's nice to be able to see the difference between a young coconut and a mature coconut. With the young coconut, we get a thinner, more slimy, and also less flavorful meat. However, it's perfect for a smoothie application. And in the mature coconut, we get a much thicker, more firm type coconut that you think of when you buy it at the store. It's good for flaking, it's good for just eating raw like this. However, it is not good for a smoothie. It's too fibrous. And then in the young coconut, we got about 2 cups of water, and in the mature coconut, we only got half of that, about 1 cup of water. So it's good to know which application you want your coconut for so that you can choose whether you want a young coconut or a mature coconut. I hope that you've enjoyed learning about coconuts today, and I hope that you'll give opening them yourself a try. To your health, have a great day.